Da-da-da-dun-da-dun. You're living your life in dread. The future ain't happened, the past is dead, and now is all day is. Hello everyone, I'm Roger Simpson, clinical hypnotist at the Flow Center in Dallas. You can reach us at theflowcenter.com or hypnosisoverthephone.com or at my private number 214-699-6627. Now this is a bit deep today, and I'm not meaning to offend anyone by today's video. My dad was a Methodist preacher. Now Methodist preachers take an oath to willingly itinerate, and that means that they'll move anywhere that the bishop of their district assigns them, and that's usually year to year, and our family moved around about every 2 or 3 years. I'm getting into the weeds here, but the first parish my dad was assigned to was in a small town in south central Illinois in the late 1940s. The way he told it in the days before he passed away was that the Chicago mobs, starting with Capone, used this little town as a storage place for all of its illegal slot machines. He never said that they ran that town, but I'm sure that people that lived there lived in fear, or at least a little bit. He was a young firebrand preacher then, with a kindergarten-age son and a 3-year-old daughter. Now, I hadn't been born yet. He got together with the other preachers in the town trying to make a difference. And he was met by threats from the thugs on his family and his children, and encouraged to leave town. Now he asked the bishop to move him somewhere else out of fear for his family, and they moved to Caseyville. My father, Bob, told me about some of the things going on in this little town at the time, about the drive-by Tommy gun attacks on bars and restaurants, and I suppose businesses that fronted gambling. I'm not sure he meant this little town or Chicago, and I searched the internet and could not find any accounts of these things in this little town at that period of time. Anyway, he related how people, like a woman and her twin babies in the baby carriage, getting gunned down in the crossfire, and other women and children and men suffering injury and death in these turf wars. I was responding to these accounts, like just kicking it over with them and relating about the innocent victims, and he stopped me cold. He stopped me cold and he said, those women and men were not innocent. Everyone in town knew that the shootings were taking place in a certain section of the town, and only people that were frequenting or involved in these bars and gambling places were the ones getting caught in the crossfire. Everyone knew better than to go into that section of town. And these people were not innocent, but participating in the whole scenario. The reason I'm relating this is the lesson I got out of this. The media often colors the news and throws around their points of view about the victims of certain events. They point out who they want to be the perps and the vicks to further their point of view, whatever it is. And the other point is, you can actually invite trouble into your life by your actions and your choices. Heck, I may be doing that right now. My dad's intentions were good about trying to do something about the moral character of the town at that time. Had he been single, well, I'm sure he would have continued to stand up to the thugs and maybe unto death. But he apparently hadn't thought out ahead of time the consequences of his actions on his family. And he ended up having to get his family out of town to relative safety. The women and men and the children in their charges that got gunned down in the crossfire also made choices about where to be and what they did to become the victims. But they weren't innocent. They also invited trouble into their lives. The ultimate lesson here is that right now, right here, where you and I are in our lives, the jobs we have or not, the homes we have or not, and I suspect even the parents we were born to and the country where we were born in, if you believe the permanence of the spirit and soul, all of it is the sum total of the thoughts we've had and the choices we've made and acted upon. Thoughts create reality. Everything around you, every screw, every nail, thread, carpet, on up to the cars, the lights, the houses, the skyscrapers, the cities, all of that started out as a thought or an idea in somebody's head. So I know this was a bit deep, but that's the point. Yes, you are what you eat, as they say, but really, you are what you think. Thought. Thunk. Thoughts create reality. This is Roger Simpson, clinical hypnotist at the Flow Center in Dallas. You can reach us at theflowcenter.com or at hypnosisoverthephone.com or at my private number 214-699-6627, I think. Think about it.